I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. And this one might take a while because the article is fucking huge. But I wanted to talk about the idea, guys. There has been no troll or group of trolls that have been as toxic and as just damaging to Chris's health or mental health as the idea guys. So we're going to talk about them. I don't know how long this will take, probably a few episodes of this, but honestly, it's worth it. The article is rated M for honest content. Q Farms Chris says, where were you when hashtag idea guy embezzled $6,000 from me back in 2018 while holding C-197 under Nazi torture and mind manipulated CPUs and say hard girls? I wish I could undo his freaking embezzling, said Chris. The idea guy is like glitter. We're gonna be finding bits of him in Chris's ramblings for years, accused foreign commentator. Oh, he's not wrong. The idea guys were a group of trolls who exploited Chris's escapist fantasies by role-playing as his imaginary friends, using that influence to brainwash him and are alleged to have blackmailed and extorted him out of $6,000 by threatening to destroy his imaginary city of Quickville. Beginning with Joshua Wise in October of 2017, at some point Stephen Boyd and at least 3 anonymous followers partnered up with him until the group was ousted in April of 2018. Initially, their aim was to see how gullible Chris was, but this soon degenerated into taking advantage of him financially and coercing him into performing many degrading acts, including some that would put Blue Spike to shame. Yeah, even Blue Spike wasn't this bad. Like, Christ. And he was like probably the worst troll up until for a while. In the process, they managed to somehow make Chris become even more delusional than he already was, all while planting some of their own twisted ideas into Chris's mind. And I think also, I remember also, like, I think in Geno Samuel's recent, one of his more recent episodes, he said Joshua Wise also wanted, allegedly, to, like, kind of help inspire Chris to, like, keep working on the comics, like, and just to mess with him. Like, I don't know if that's true, and I really doubt it, given how, like, really far he took this, but that's what he said. The abuse prompted the group composed of the captain, Marvin, and later Noel, dubbed the Guard Dogs, to work together to dismantle the idea guy schemes and push them for them to face legal action. Thanks to their efforts, the idea guy's link to Chris was cut by late April 2018. However, the authorities never looked into the matter. Despite their removal, the idea guy's potent hold over Chris had led to lasting effects. To this day, Chris has retained many of the concepts they had influenced him into believing, such as changes to Sonichu canon, a polyamorous marriage, and the dimensional merge. Furthermore, in their wake, waves of fantasy enablers began appearing, copying their tactics to get an audience with Chris, with many succeeding. As such, the idea guys have effectively had the greatest impact on Chris's psyche and personal life out of any trolls since the days of the miscreants, and are objectively the most successful trolls in that regard. And I think there were a lot worse than the miscreants, honestly. Like, the miscreants never did anything like this heinous, and they never really extorted him out of money. They just made him do stupid shit. Like, and it wasn't even dangerous. It was just stupid. Background. Chris's fantasy world had been ripe for exploitation in the lead up to the idea guys' interaction with him. Years before, the Asperpedia 4 manipulated Chris into killing off Simone LaRoche in the comics. Yeah, but that's different. Like, he stole that character from fucking Evan Christopher George. Like, that's different. I don't think that's the same thing. The miscreants had also told Chris to name the character Vulva Pie. When he found out what the word meant, he was upset that he had been tricked, but felt obligated to maintain Vulva Pie's name in canon. Who is Vulva Pie? I actually have no idea who that is. So I'll have to look at that later. Furthermore, Chris's reliance on his fantasy world is a coping mechanism for his real world life had been increasing. Evidence when he believed that he was dancing with Magic Chan, one of his imaginary friends, during the 2017 BronyCon, which occurred only 1 month prior to Joshua Wise's beginning contact with him. Outside of Chris's fantasies becoming increasingly prominent, reality was beginning to set in on a level that made additional coping mechanisms appealing to Chris. The financial crisis continued to go on, with Chris taking up working on the Sonichu comic more often to gain additional funding through his Patreon. Chris's emotional state could also have been compromised from other life events, such as his breakup with Jessica Quinn, as she had been in contact with Chris for a long time and had him believing that they would meet up in real life, although Chris's appeared largely back to normal in the weeks leading between the Quinn breakup and the beginning of Joshua Wise's manipulations. Having resumed the comic, posting on Twitter, and being interviewed on September of 2017, Joshua Wise contacted Chris to commission artwork. With the two in contact, Wise decided to see for himself Chris's gullibility. In late October of 2017, he again contacted Chris posing as John Yamada. As Yamada, Wise claimed to be a soldier from game industry, a location set in the franchise Hyperdimension Neptunia. I'm actually kind of interested in watching that anime now. I might do that sometime at some point. And inquired if Crystal had his old Sega Dreamcast console, telling him that it contained a possible portal into Quickville. Wise used lore from Neptunia to play into Chris's existing preconceptions about reality and his belief that fictional worlds exist in alternate dimensions, giving him validation over those beliefs, which would both prime Chris for falling under Wise's spell and eventually encouraging him to retreat further into his fantasy world to cope with his real-world problems. Brainwashing Chris. The way I get him to do all this is by simply role-playing. I pull off Sonichu, Rosechu, Magichan, the goddesses of Neptunia, and even a few of the Nazis that Chris started in the video he did last night, Idea Guy Wise. All it takes is one of the free photo editing sites in Audacity to make Quickville come to life, said Wise. The key component to Wise's schemes was role-playing as various entities, including Chris's own imaginary friends and goddesses from Hyperdimension Neptunia. By December 2017, Wise was role-playing as at least 13 different characters to Chris, including his persona John Yamada and numerous Neptunia characters. Chris was so entranced under Wise's tactics that he believed it when Wise role-played as the Chris from Quickville and told him that he had converted to Satanism. Chris believed the entities were borrowing John Yamada's computer to communicate with him across dimensions. To accompany the role-playing, Wise also crafted storylines heavily inspired from video games designed to infiltrate Chris's beliefs, such as Payday 2 antagonist Akon attacking Quickville and kidnapping Chris's imaginary friend Sylvana, and Quickville being occupied by Russians and Nazis. Wise also utilized doctored audio clips such as Red Forest and photoshopped images with John Yamada presented to Chris as documents from Quickville and game industry. Let's take a look at some of these. This is Quick Media, live from Quickville. The search for Christine and Sonichu. November 11th, Russian troops search for the creator of and Sonichu. Pokemon Go is Ko. I don't know what that's supposed to say, but another of Wise's fake news graphics used to reveal Quickville's Russian occupation. Russian troops in Quickville. Mayor Alison Amber hands over control of battered town to the Russians. Jesus. A fake news graphic about Count Graduan. Will Graduan remain friendly? Many fear that with the war over, a cold war is imminent. Jeez. Image from the Wolfenstein video game franchise used to trick Chris into believing Quickville and the USA were under Nazi rule. Shit. In the wake of the January 2018 attempt by Q Reforms to remove him from power by doxing him, Weiss identified as Idea Guy directly to Chris and made a new persona, Johnson Wiles, setting it as the OC counterpart to his real-world self. Boyd also used Wise's role-playing tactics to known characters he role-played are his persona Gwen Mikito and religious figure Jesus Christ. Okay, so we're gonna stop there for now, and I'll come back to this in another video because there's a lot to get to. Holy shit. So I hope you guys did enjoy this, and be sure to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe if you like, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.